Let's remind you of the definition of a subordinating conjunction. A subordinating conjunction joins a subordinate clause to a main clause. So before we go on to a subordinate clause, let's just remind you about a sentence and a clause. A sentence must have a subject, have a finite verb, and make sense. A clause must have a subject and have a finite verb. Sometimes a clause will not make complete sense by itself. If it's a main clause, it'll make complete sense. I am happy. Makes complete sense. But a subordinate clause beginning with a subordinating conjunction won't make complete sense. When I see my boyfriend. Yes, you've got to add to that. I am happy when I see my boyfriend. So you can see a sentence will make sense, but a clause might not make complete sense by itself. A subordinate clause has a subject and a finite verb, but it needs a main clause to be complete. So there's an example. Can you write, when I'm old, and put a full stop? No. When I'm old, I shall wear purple. Can you write, because I have responsibilities, and put a full stop? No. I must work hard now because I have responsibilities. Let's look at another example on our piece of paper and see what we can do with it. South Africa's rich natural resources, estimated to be the third most biodiverse in the world, may face apocalyptic ruin if climate change increases the country's temperatures by just 3 degrees. Be careful, that's not a finite verb. That's acting as an adjective. So go looking for your finite verb. South Africa's rich natural resources, may face, there it is, finite verb, may face apocalyptic ruin if climate change increases the country's temperatures. Where's our next finite verb? There, finite verb. Once again, 2 finite verbs equals 2 clauses. 2 clauses equals how many conjunctions? 1 conjunction. Go looking for it. Found it? Put a little wavy line under your subordinating conjunctions. It's if. Put a round bracket in front of your subordinating conjunction. Where does this if clause close? If climate change increases the country's temperatures by just 3 degrees C, it closes there. Put a square bracket around everything else. So what have we got? South Africa's rich natural resources, estimated to be the third most biodiverse in the world, may face apocalyptic ruin. Main clause. If climate change increases, this is the subordinate clause. Remember, why is it a subordinate clause? Because you couldn't take this out and just put a full stop. You can't say to somebody, if you speak again in my class. Yes? What? If you speak again in my class, I will ask you please to stand over there. You have to finish that if clause. So your main clause can stand by itself here, your subordinate clause can't. Right, let's take another example. The latest indications, whose full and alarming repercussions are being withheld until official release, suggest that the 3 degrees C rise could unleash waves of destruction never before considered by scientists and the public. You're looking for your finite verbs. The latest indications, whose full and alarming repercussions are being withheld. Be very careful, this finite verb has 3 bits to it. Are, and being, and withheld. So the whole finite verb is that. The latest indications, let's leave out what's between the dashes for a moment. Suggest. Isn't that a finite verb? The latest indications suggest. Finite verb. What do they suggest? That the 3-degree sea rise could unleash. Finite verb. Could unleash. Remember to put in both bits of your finite verb. Now we've got 3 finite verbs. How many clauses if we've got 3 finite verbs? Every clause must have a finite verb. So if we've got 3 finite verbs, we've got 3 clauses. Correct. If we've got 3 clauses, here's clause 1, here's clause 2, and here's clause 3. How many conjunctions must we have? We're going to have one over here and one over here. So it's 2 conjunctions. Remember, always one less conjunction than clauses. So go looking for your 2 conjunctions. Your first one, whose. Put a wavy line under whose, put a round bracket in front of it. Go looking for your second one. Whose full and alarming repercussion being withheld until official release. Suggest, there it is. Suggest that. There it is. Put a round bracket in front of that. Now, where does the that clause close? That, da-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da, it closes there. But be careful of this one. If you close this one there, you'll have 2 finite verbs in a clause, so it can't be. So look carefully. Whose full and alarming repercussions are being withheld until official release. You're going, look at the dashes, you are going to end that clause there, because that all belongs with the word whose. So what are we left with the main clause? The latest indications suggest. Put that in square brackets. This is your main clause. This is subordinate clause 1, and this is subordinate clause 2. Let us pause now for an activity. What have we covered in this lesson? We've revised sentences, simple, compound, and complex. And we've looked at what is a clause. And in looking at that, we've looked at subjects and finite verbs. Remember, it's really important to look at sentences and at variety of sentence construction, both in the writing that you read, because it keeps it interesting, and also then in the writing that you yourself produce. You need a variety of sentence construction. That's all for today from me. Bye-bye.
Summary. In this lesson you learned simple sentences have only one clause, that is, one subject and one finite verb. The compound sentence has 2 subjects and 2 finite verbs and is joined by a conjunction. A complex sentence consists of one main clause and one or more subordinate clauses.
Learning Channel offers an extensive educational collection ranging from grades 8 to 12 in alignment with the National Curriculum Statement. We offer DVD and workbook sets in a number of different subjects. To buy the Learning Channel series, check out our website on www.learn.co.za or call us on 011 639 0179.